The government says these data centers are public use, which is why there are armed guards keeping the public out. This makes perfect sense if you don't think about it, which is the government's preferred method of citizen engagement. Elon Musk's grandfather was a member of Technocracy Inc. in the 1930s, which advocated for engineers to run society instead of democracy. Now Elon's using government force to steal houses and build the exact technocratic infrastructure his grandfather dreamed of. In Georgia, 330 families are being displaced for Project Nightingale, a $17 billion data center with armed guards at the gates. Nevada residents are losing 75% of their electricity to data centers, while their energy bills jumped 77%. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank got approved for a 40,000-acre Utah facility that will consume more electricity than the entire state currently uses. All justified as public use under eminent domain. But here's the question that destroys everything. If these are public facilities, why can't the public use them? Pfizer's vice president sat on the government board that seized homes to give land to Pfizer. Then, Pfizer abandoned the project, and the land sat empty. The Supreme Court called this constitutional. I call it exactly what happens when you let corporations write the laws. Public roads? Anyone drives on them. Public libraries? Anyone walks in. Public data centers? You get arrested for approaching the fence. So where exactly is the public use? This started in 2005 with a Supreme Court case called Kelo v. City of New London. The city seized Suzette Kelo's house to give land to Pfizer Pharmaceutical. The woman running the seizure, Claire Gaudiani, was married to a Pfizer executive. George Milne, Pfizer's vice president, sat on the government board stealing homes for Pfizer. Elon Musk's grandfather was a prominent member of Technocracy Inc., a movement that believed engineers should run society instead of voters. 3 generations later, his grandson is building exactly that infrastructure. What are the odds? Don't answer that. It's rhetorical and also depressing. 5 wealthy Supreme Court justices said this was fine. Justice O'Connor warned they just made it legal to replace any Motel 6 with a Ritz-Carlton based purely on tax revenue. Pfizer never built the project. The land sat empty. All those families got displaced for nothing. They're building 12,000 new data centers that will consume over 5 million gallons of water per day each, in deserts and places already experiencing water wars. Your grandkids will definitely understand why you let this happen. Just kidding. They'll be too busy fighting over the last bottle of Dasani to ask questions. But the precedent remained. Public use now means whatever generates more tax dollars. Over the next 4 years, they're planning 12,000 new data centers. That's more than doubling from 5,500 currently. Total cost, $5.2 trillion. That's more than Japan's entire GDP spent on facilities to decide which ads to show you. A single large data center uses 1 to 5 million gallons of water daily. That's the equivalent of 50,000 people. Every day, just sitting there processing data. They're building these water-sucking facilities in the desert. Nevada is experiencing permanent drought, but sure, let's build data centers around Lake Tahoe. Utah wants to cover 16% of the shrinking Great Salt Lake in solar panels to power Kevin's apocalyptic facility. The optimal locations would be the Great Lakes region. Lake Superior stays 55 degrees year-round, perfect for cooling. Abundant hydroelectric power, unlimited fresh water. But you don't see these projects there because Great Lakes states won't use eminent domain for corporations, won't redirect public utilities away from residents, won't waive environmental protections. They're building water-intensive data centers in deserts, while the Great Lakes region sits there holding 84% of North America's fresh water, going, hello? Anyone? It's like opening a seafood restaurant in the Sahara, except the Sahara has better zoning laws. So, corporations go shopping for compliant governments. They find politicians in Georgia, Nevada, and Utah who will steal property and redirect power grids in exchange for campaign contributions. Here's the corruption template they all follow. Corporation identifies land, identifies purchasable politicians. Campaign contributions flow. Politicians create a development authority. Corporate executives sit on that authority. They declare the project provides public benefit. Eminent domain gets deployed. Properties get seized. Land transfers to corporation for basically free. Corporation gets decades of tax exemptions. Public pays for all infrastructure upgrades.
Hello out there in internet land. I'm Lily, the editor at The Wise Wolf, and I just wanted to steal a moment of your time to urge you to subscribe to our god-awful channel. Otherwise, my professor is going to press charges for breaking into his office to shoot this clip. Thanks. Bye now.
It's their actual business model. You can FOIA these development agreements. They spell it all out. But 44 states passed laws after Kelo to prevent exactly this. The public lost their minds when the Supreme Court legalized theft. So state legislatures restricted eminent domain for private development. Georgia, Nevada, and Utah all passed these restrictions. And all 5 Kelo majority justices are gone, dead or retired. The current court is more protective of property rights. Clarence Thomas is still there. He dissented in Kelo, already said this violates the Constitution. 5 legal arguments can stop these takings, and the first one is so simple a 5th grader gets it. If it's public use, why are there armed guards? The government has been avoiding this question for 19 years, probably because the answer is, it's not public use, and we've been lying. Here are the 5 arguments that can stop them. Argument 1, the kill shot. Make government prove the public can actually use these data centers. If it's public use, open the gates. Let people walk in. Let them access the computing resources. They can't, because armed guards. Compare to actual public infrastructure. Roads serve the public who drive on them. Schools serve the public who attend them. Data centers serve corporations who profit from them. Force them to explain the difference in court. Argument 2. State law violations. These takings violate the post-Kelo restrictions that 44 states passed. State courts consistently hold that economic benefits must be secondary to actual public use. A facility that's privately owned, processes private data, serves private clients, generates private profits, and excludes the public with armed guards is definitionally not public use. Argument 3. The McDonald's test. If job creation alone justifies eminent domain, then government can seize any property for any business. McDonald's creates jobs. Can government seize your house for a Big Mac? The logic is identical. This makes the public use clause meaningless. Argument 4. Supreme Court changed. Current justices are more protective of property rights. Thomas already dissented in Kelo. A new challenge could narrow or overturn it entirely. Court composition has shifted. Political climate has shifted. Argument 5. Arbitrary and capricious. Location decisions are based on corruption, not need. Georgia, Nevada, Utah are terrible places for water-intensive facilities. Meanwhile, optimal locations, the Great Lakes, aren't getting projects because those states won't sell out citizens. That makes takings arbitrary, which violates due process. Georgia lawyers. Contact the 330 Coweta County families suing over Project Nightingale. Use Georgia's Landowners Bill of Rights Act and the 2015 Constitutional Amendment. Nevada lawyers. Challenge the Lake Tahoe electricity grab under Nevada's 2008 Constitutional Amendment. Utah lawyers. Kevin's approval appears to have violated due process. Reports say the decision was made before the public hearing. Property rights groups need this framework. Environmental activists need to understand constitutional arguments. Local governments need to know they can't just hand land to corporations anymore. A broke journalist with no car and broken teeth just figured out the constitutional argument that can stop all of this. Lawyers in Georgia, Nevada, and Utah, the blueprint is right here. File it. Yes, I'm aware this sounds insane. So does Pfizer executives can steal your house because jobs. Show up to local government meetings. Force officials to explain in public why data centers get priority over residents. Make them answer why facilities with armed guards qualify as public use. Record everything. Make it go viral. Property rights groups need these legal arguments. Lawyers in Georgia, Nevada, and Utah need to know this exists. State legislators who passed anti-Kelo laws need to know they're being violated. You know someone who knows someone. Send it. The corporations stealing houses have unlimited PR budgets. We have you clicking a share button. This isn't isolated corruption. It's a beta test being scaled nationwide. 330 families in Georgia. 49,000 residents in Nevada. 12,000 more data centers planned. Each following the same pattern. Each claiming public benefit while excluding the actual public. If facilities with armed guards qualify as public use, then the Constitution is dead. But one question destroys their entire scheme. If it's really public, why can't the public use it? Help keep the wise wolf howling.